ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். Couple of questions related to going to temple. Why do we go to temple when Bhagavan is Sarva antharyAmi? That is, Bhagavan is present everywhere, in every particle, even tiniest particles, he is present. So why do we have to go to temple? Second question is, why do we go to temple when we have Sri Murti, SAlagrAma Bhagavan in our home itself? Both have ultimately same answer. Temples are the places where Bhagavan is present in Archa form, deity form. This Archa form of Bhagavan is considered to be the most easily approachable form of Bhagavan. Bhagavan has 5 forms: Para, Vyuha, Vibhava, antharyAmi and Archa. Para is his presence in Sri Vaikuntham. Vyuha is his presence in Kshiradhi, milk ocean. Vibhava are his incarnations, Sri Rama, Krishna and so on. Antharyami is his presence as indwelling super soul in every particle, every Atma. Finally, Archa is his form in temples as Shila, sculpture. This Archa form is present always. It is not that it is present only in this time, Kali Yuga, but it is always present in all times. And Bhagavan, being present in all times, he is also approachable for everyone. During his Ramavataram, Krishnavataram, only people who are present in a particular area close to where he was living were able to have his darshan, interact with him. But in the case of Archavataram, people from different places, they can all come, enter the temple, they can worship Bhagavan and so on. And most importantly, the reason for us going to temple is to perform Mangala Shasanam and Kainkaryam. Bhagavan in the Archa form is totally dependent on devotees. So for him, we should always perform Mangala Shasanam. Mangala Shasanam means wishing well for someone. When he is present in such helpless state, which he himself voluntarily took up, his bathing, his eating, his dressing, everything he is depending on his devotees to do. So such is Bhagavan's greatness. The most supreme Lord, he is presenting himself in a very dependent state. So when we see him in that state, we should pour out all our love towards him and care for him. We should do whatever Kainkaryams which are there in temples for him, according to our Varna, Ashrama and all. So wherever we are able to and qualified to do Kainkaryams, we should do those Kainkaryams and take care of Bhagavan's needs. As a servitor, we have to serve him. We have to serve him for his pleasure, not for our pleasure. And we have to perform Mangala Shasana And this is why we have to go to temple physically, perform Mangala Shasanam and Kainkaryams there. Also, Bhagavan is present in Archa form so that he is visited by devotees, he is worshipped by devotees, served by devotees. That is also his main desire, to be in this samsara, in this world, in Archa form. He is giving an opportunity for everyone to engage in Mangala Shasanam and Kainkaryam, and through that process, by manifesting his divine beauty, tenderness, and many other qualities, he is attracting even common people who are not sampradaya oriented towards him, and makes them to become more focused and concentrated and committed towards him. It is through his Sarchavataram he attracts everyone and changes their mind, which is having attachment towards worldly enjoyment, to enjoy him and ultimately to be enjoyed by him. So all of these are accomplished through his Archavataram, that too in temples. All the more reason for us to be engaged in temples, especially those temples which are sung by Alvars and which were very dear to Acharyas. Many Alvars, many Acharyas have been very attached to various Archavatara Bhagavan in various Divideshams, temples. So we have to think about all of those Alvars, Acharyas. When we go to a temple, we have to think about all of them. We have to recollect how they have enjoyed Bhagavan, how they have served Bhagavan. For example, Tondaradipadi Alvar, Peri Alvar, they all performed garland Kainkaryam, maintaining gardens, plucking flowers, making garlands and submitting that to Bhagavan. Tirungi Alvar constructed forts and organized temple worship in Srirangam and many other Divideshams. Many Acharyas, Sriman Nathamunigal was serving in Kattumannar Koil. Alavandari, Yamunacharya was also very attached to Bhagavan in Kattumannar Koil. Eventually he came to Srirangam and he served Sri Ranganatha here. Bhagavad Ramanuja was very attached to Kanchipuram, Deva Perumal, Varadaraja Bhagavan. He served there physically. Subsequently, he came to Srirangam. He served here for a long time. He went to Tirunarayapuram, Melkot, and he served there for a very long time. Many Acharyas were totally surrendered to Archavatara Bhagavan. Actually, all our Alvars and Acharyas were totally surrendered to Archavatara Bhagavan only. Even more than Bhagavan's Vibhavavataram or Para state or Vyuha state, more than all of that, they were attached to Archavataram and they were totally surrendered to Archa form of Bhagavan. Pillai Lokacharya, even at a very old age, when he was 100 years old and more, he took Sri Ranganatha Utsavar, Namberumal, and stayed in forests protecting him. We see Tiruvaimadi Pillai, Sri Shailesha. He went to Alvar Tirunagadi, reformed the whole town, rebuilt the temple, established temple worship properly. We see Manavara Mamnigal, Sri Varavaramani Swami, engaged in wonderful temple Kainkaryams in Alvar Tirunagadi as well as in Srirangam and many other Divideshams. Even Abhimana Sthalams, those kshetrams which are very renowned and famous and were liked by acharyas. For example, Bhagavad Ramanuja had great liking towards Sri Jagannatha Puri Kshetram. He had great liking towards Sri Kurma. Even temples which we don't really see as Divideshams, even such kshetrams had great affiliation, great attachment from acharyas. Rajamannar Koil was greatly dear to Manavada Mamnigal. Krishna in the form of Rajagopala captivated Manavada Mamnigal's divine heart. In this manner, we see Alvars, Acharyas were greatly attached to temples. Even though they were great jnanis, they could have easily worshipped antharyAmi bhagavAn because they could see antharyAmi bhagavAn in their heart. Still, they were engaged in temple Kaikarya. Certainly, they had SAlagrAma bhagavAn, Srimurti bhagavAn in their matams or Tirumaligais, residences. Still, they came out to temples and served Bhagavan, Bhagavatas, Acharyas in temples. So, going to temple, engaging in Mangala Shasanam and Kaikaryam is of paramount importance for Sri Vaishnavas. Only thing we have to ensure while going to temple and engaging in Mangala Shasanam and Kaikaryam is to avoid gossips, to avoid discussing materialistic aspects even there, to show our likes and dislikes, to show our preferences, partialities there also. When it comes to temple Kainkaryams, our acharyas were exemplary. Even if rarely they had some personal misgivings or misunderstandings with other acharyas, other Sri Vaishnavas, they would not reflect that in Kainkaryam. They would not reflect that in engaging with such Sri Vaishnavas in temple Kainkaryams. They would remain perfectly in harmony while engaging in Kainkarya. So our objective of going to temple is to engage in Mangalashasanam and Kainkaryam only, not for any other purpose. It is not an entertainment place for us. It is not a place for getting news about things. It is only for engaging in Mangalashasanam and Kainkaryam. So that is why we have to go there. We have to think about Bhagavan, how Bhagavan has been staying in these temples for even lakhs of years in some cases, millions of years in some cases. We may not be able to comprehend it, but still that is the truth. So Bhagavan is staying in Divideshams and in many other temples in Archa form to uplift Atmas. When Bhagavan is doing that, that is why Alvars and Acharyas were greatly appreciative of Bhagavan's intent and they followed his divine heart and fully engaged in temple Kainkaryams. Hope this brings some clarity. It ended up being longer than usual, but I wanted to show the importance of temple and Archa forms of Bhagavan. Alvar Emberimanar Jiyar Thirudigadeswaranam Jiyar Thirudigadeswaranam.
Koil.org has published a variety of Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam books in different languages. A wide range of books covering different topics from absolute beginners to advanced level knowledge seekers are available at books.koil.org. Books can be ordered via email koil.org@gmail.com or WhatsApp For details, please contact mobile numbers 8220-151966, 9600-595273,